Hello everyone and welcome to Harrison Tippett Motorsport. Today's video we'll be discussing the two new confirmed drivers for F2 in 2025 and maybe another 5 drivers on their way to being confirmed, all new to the series. Well, kind of new. We'll get into that in a bit. First off, the two confirmed drivers, starting off with Fornaroli. Now this was announced a few days ago, maybe even last week, but I'm just getting around to it now, and he's joining Invictor Racing. Right now they have Kushmini and Gabriel Bortoleto. It's weird to see him switch from Trident though, as he's had such an affinity with that team over the last couple of years. But Trident haven't really been great at F2 level, but they have been good in F3 level and even low down the series in the F4s and the Formula Regionals. So yeah, he joins them, which I mean is a good move because Invictor have shown they've kind of got a good pace in F2 with Bortoleto, with Duin in the past, with Zoe in the past, with Dragovic in the past. And Bortoleto now, he's doing great. He's looking, maybe, slight chance of being only like the 3rd or 4th double rookie champion alongside Piastri and maybe, was it Leclerc? Not sure. Definitely Piastri, but I'm sure that he's looking to do something similar and 1-2 in the bounce, and Invictor is as good a place as any to do that with. Who will partner him though? Because Kushmini he's been around the series for a while, but he's still showing alright. I'm not sure where else he would go. I don't really follow him that much. But Bortoleto, there's not really space for him in F1. I mean, the Sauber seat, I've heard gentle rumours of a Bortoleto surprise McLaren deal, put him in there for 2 years, kind of see where the McLaren drivers are at that stage. Maybe the one of them will get bought off their hands in 2025, 2027. We'll see, I guess. But for me, it would be Bortoleto going and do something else because he's shown that he's good enough and ready for F1 already. Whereas Miney would kind of be used to move on if Bortoleto did stay, but also they're fine to keep him and partner with Fornaroli if needed. Anyway, it's a good spot to be in F2 with Invictor, so I wish him luck and I'm sure he'll do well. Then we have Red Bull Jr. Arvid Lindblad confirming with Campos. Now I think this almost cements the fact that Isaac Hadjar is leaving the series next year. I mean, everyone thought this was going to happen, and he's going to kind of take that Ayuma Iwasa, Liam Lawson role in Super Formula, and also be the kind of out-and-out, spending more full time at F1 races weekends, like Liam Lawson did, kind of being that reserve driver. And I'm not really sure where Ayuma Iwasa fits. Isaac Hadjar is clearly better than him, I think, as he's shown in his years of F2. So maybe I keep Iwasa, maybe Iwasa moves like Aston Martin to follow that Honda connection. I'm not sure, but I definitely think Hadjar will be the next Red Bull reserve driver, replacing Lawson or wherever Lawson goes. Maybe that's who Sauber are waiting out for to fill the empty seat. But yeah, so he joins the Campos team, which is very heavily Red Bull kind of ingrained alongside, I would say, they'll probably keep Pepe Marti. I mean, he's been okay, he's shown flashes of brilliance and really strong pace, but when you compare him against his teammate, he is off it. But it's his first year in F2. Give him another year. So Red Bull can put 2 of their drivers in there and kind of see if Lindblad can take the step up. He's very young. I think he's similar to Antonelli in age. So it's like going to be a big kind of test for him going against the more creme de la creme of drivers in F2. But I think he's ready for it. He's shown that he's kind of got race win potential. I think he won 4 races in the whole of F3. That's like, I think it's 20 races. That's like a 5th of all the races he won. So it's fair play. He deserves a step up, and he's going to Campos, which I think they'll treat him well, and he'll do nicely there. Then moving on to more speculative territory, we have many drivers, 5 in fact, filling seats for kind of full-time drivers, or what used to be for full-time drivers in F2. We have Luke Browning, who is the more recent, but the ones to be announced, who is replacing O'Sullivan for ART for the rest of the year. I think Martins will also leave the team, Victor Martins, the other ART driver, at the end of the year. So I can see there being 2 spots that need filling, and Luke Browning is a great driver to fill one of them. So I can see him sticking with that team. It makes sense to stay with the team that you're building these few races of experience with, to kind of lead the way into 2025. Mini, subbing for Behrman at Prma. I mean, it's not surprising at all. He's their star from F3, and it makes sense to promote him, kind of give him a taste, then let him have a holiday, and 2025, bring him back. They have both drivers leaving, another team doing so, with Behrman and Antonelli going to F1, both of them. So they have 2 seats to fill. It'll probably be the other Prma driver from F3, can't remember his name, but Bogdanovic and Mini. So those 2, I think, will fill those seats. But Mini, after this kind of stint, is almost confirmed for me. I would kind of put a lot of money on that to happen. Trident, they've announced Mansell, and I think it's fine. I mean, you're replacing Stanek, who's kind of, I think he surprised me at the start of the season. He definitely showed kind of glimpses of being an amazing driver, but far too inconsistent. It's obvious that his teammate, the Dutchman, was better than him for most of the season. I can also see him moving on at the end of the season. What's his name? Let me literally get that out 1 second. Vashore. Vashore's done very well, but he's been in the season in like 4 or 5 seasons now. It must be time to move on. So Mansell goes in there, and I think he'll stay there again, similar to what we saw with Mini. Just come for a stint, stay for the rest of the time. When this happened previously, at the end of 2023, when we saw Aaron came in, he came and raced for Trident, but he ended up moving on to High Tech. So it'll be interesting to see if maybe Trident can keep Mansell, unlike what they were able to do with Paul Aaron, who they let slip away, and look how good Paul Aaron was this year. Maybe they'll do something similar where they let the driver slip away? Not sure. Meanwhile, when Colapinto came in for his 1 race stint at the end of 2023 for MP Motorsport, he stayed there for the rest of the year. So I think it's a good indicator, but it's by no means a done deal. But a lot of these drivers, I think, will stay with their teams, especially given how many more races. I think there's 3 races till the end of the year, which gives them plenty of more time. It's not just like a one-trick pony, just like a little breathing, taster session. It's a full-time, okay, you're driving for us now. Oliver Goth, like I mentioned, Colapinto, moving from MVP Motorsport to F1 for a brief cameo until Science gets there. So Oliver Goth fills his Colapinto-shaped hole in the wall for 3 races. I'm sure Colapinto will come back to the same team. I think maybe, who knows? That's one I'm not sure about. He could go to a more prestigious team like Campos, maybe even Rodin, something like that. A little bit higher up the order where you're more consistently likely to score points with better mechanics. Hauger, though, I don't think will stick around at MP Motorsports next year, so there could be another space for Goth, which makes it even more likely that he will stick around. The one that I have no clarity about whatsoever, given I know almost nothing about the financial position of AAX Racing, is Niels Koeman. They're almost guaranteed pay driver who's kind of come in since Monza to race around the back of the pack, I guess, is what he's doing. Yeah, he's not been great. I think AAX have a good driver in Dirksten, and they have an amazing driver coming up in F3 called Nikita Bedrin. Look out for him. I bet he's on the way next year. So I'm not sure if a pay driver would work. If they're okay financially, I think I'd rather get a driver like Bedrin, because if your team does well, you can urge F2 drivers to pay you more the next year, saying, look, we're one of the better teams, we're driving at the front, we're winning races, pay us like the big boys get paid, you know? So yeah, I think Niels Koeman, I'm not sure about at all sticking around after the end of the season at all. So yeah, there's 2 definitely confirmed drivers in Fornaroli to Invictor, Virtuosi, and Albert Lindblad to Campos. And there's 5 more drivers who might be sticking with the teams they're at currently. I want to see your full 22 driver 2025 predictions down in the comments below. I mean, I put mine out at the start of the year. I think it was very brave, so the least you can do is be a little bit brave and post them now in the comments. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Peace.